Now where is it on my phone? I should. We're live, and nothing's changed. We're still hot. Not like physically, but you get it.
Coming to you live from.
Coming to you live from my apartment bedroom. Chester. No, he's just passed out. Hello, this is a new setup. Why don't I know how to do intros? This is me. I'm Brendan with Wait in the Wings. And today I'm joined by my best friend since what, like kindergarten? Yeah, forever.
Forever.
Since I was born. This is Garrett.
Hello.
He's here to help out with the sound because what I've been sending to Sandy, who does the voice remastering in Spain, he's been yelling at me to get somebody in here who knows how to make the sound good because I don't. Let's see.
You guys are doing great.
It's literally there was just a problem that was popping up for all of this season, and I couldn't figure out what it was. And then he came in, and it was just, oh, you just need to do this, and he turned a knob, and then he fixed it. Oh, he says, why so quiet? What? You need to turn your volume up, Brian.
Quiet.
I still have it. It sounds okay on my phone. Whoa, echo. All right, let's see. We got the classics here. We got Ghost in the Mirror. I always want to say Ghost in the Shell. Hi, Brian. BTW. Hello. 23 watching. It's not just me this time. Yes, and there's a reason. Usually this is a Patreon exclusive stream, but I figured this is just, it's been one of the biggest videos that we've made. So I wanted to share it with all of you guys. And it'll be interesting to see how the Wi-Fi holds up. Look at my beard. The ring light makes my beard look horrible.
I can't tell if we're too loud or too quiet.
It sounds okay on my phone. But let's see. Need that radio FM compression.
How does it sound?
It sounds all right, I think. It's a little quiet.
That sounds okay.
It's not, yeah, we have to keep the level because while we're recording it for the live stream, we're also recording it to be remastered down the road too. So it'll get louder as we go, as I start to get into my performance mode. But I will keep using this to read the chats. We're 3 pages in. No, we're only 1 page in. Yeah, there's just a number on the beginning.
Oh yeah.
But we'll take little breaks here and there because we're gonna have to turn a fan on. Or we're gonna die. You've already downed half of your Snapple.
True.
Okay.
All right. Ready to get back to it.
Yep. Let's see. Where did we leave off? What was my last? The story. Oh.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay. Where's that at in the script? Can we actually start with he started the whole book over again? He started. I should just do it like Matilda. We could just do it. He started over with the whole book again, rewriting every word to perfect Matilda's motivations and to change her from a wicked child to a resilient, thoughtful one involved in with mother. I wish I had the Cockney accent so bad. I'm going. It's not even good Cockney. It's like Dick Van Dyke Cockney from Mary Poppins. AC says yes, do that. Ghost says it's been so cool to see the evolution of the setup. It's funny because it looks like the setup's changing, but it's actually just I just don't know where to position the camera so that it actually looks appealing.
So did you say you wanted to restart the story he had now?
Yeah, the story he had now is a cautionary tale. The story he had now.
All right, perfect. You ready?
I hope so.
All right.
I'm gonna mess up the first word. Okay.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
The story he had now was a cautionary tale, in which Matilda was extremely naughty and died in the end. Everyone he showed the first draft to disliked it, but could tell that the skeleton of a compelling story was in there. He started the whole book again, rewriting every word to perfect Matilda's motivations and to change her from a wicked child to a resilient, thoughtful child genius, much like Mozart. This was the same time MTV and cable television were becoming more prevalent, and Dahl was developing a sense of dread that people were going to stop reading altogether. To re emphasize the power that books had in terms of education and escapism, he placed Matilda in a situation much similar to his own early childhood. Pulling inspiration from his evil headmasters and adults that often underestimate children. When faced with these bullies, Matilda's telekinetic powers would be rooted in imagination and bravery to challenge authority. After 2 years of tiresome revisions, he finally got the story to a spot where he thought it was fairly okay. Upon the book's release in 1988, Matilda became a role model for young readers. The story stayed true to the other Dahl books, where even though it was geared towards children, it didn't talk down to them. It gave them a character who was self-sufficient, resourceful, and perseverant in the face of danger, whether it be from her parents or Dahl's most dastardly villain, Miss Trunchbull. In 1996, Matilda would make her way to the big screen in Danny DeVito's classic film, which was able to successfully extract the style of Dahl and transplant it onto the big screen. A few years after the release of the film, while busy okay, let's stop there. I need to do a different transition there.
Like the little
Trunchbull?
Trunchbull.
Could just do it again, just full on Disturbed style. Or Dahl's most dastardly villain, Mrs. Trunchbull.
Maybe you should do that.
No. Someone in the comments will be like, "You need to use your diction." I don't get what you're saying. I already did the bad French accent. I can't do Miss Trunchbull. It's Christian Bale as Miss Trunchbull.
Yeah, the way you did it was really good.
Thank you. I'll give you the $20 for saying that later.
Thanks for restarting it a few years after.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Does it sound okay? Does it still feel rooted? Does it sound like it's going up?
Yeah.
Is it getting tense?
Yeah.
It
I mean,
is
the
getting-
story. I'm enthralled with the story. Just listening to it. The recording.
That's good. You're gonna be. I'll talk to you once we're done putting the music on it, and you'll be like, "I never want to hear the story of Matilda again." Like that. It'll be like Seussical. Okay. Hey, look, Wyatt's in here. Or is that you? You being sneaky with your Red Bolt?
No, that's why
Oh, everybody go subscribe to Red Bolt Productions.
I am in here.
That's Garrett's channel. My audio is spiking.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Here's me.
It's a me. There you are. Sup? Look at this. Just in. we just IM each other in the chat now. Okay. All right.
Ready to resume?
1 sec.
Get that cowboy.
Oh. You want some?
Oh.
We can't have the fan going, so we've just resulted in using scanned air just to cool ourselves down. Ugh. Please support the channel so we can afford central air.
WD-40. Yeah.
WD-40.
We're just spraying WD-40 all over ourselves.
No. It helps with loosening up the jaw. Anyway.
All right.
'Kay.
And 3, 2, 1.
Oh wait, I'm lost.
Okay, where were you?
Yeah,
Okay.
all the WD-40 is getting to me. Ruben says, "Is this supposed to be a Patreon exclusive?" Yes, it is a Patreon exclusive. Typically, we do this for every video, but I just figured, hey, let's do a free one just so you guys can see what it's like. Um, I guess now I can do a shameless plug for the Patreon while we figure out so I can forget where I am again. But the Patreon, we've got stuff starting from $1, and then the highest is $10. And we've got a lot of cool stuff going on there. It's becoming this really cool theater club, this little community. It's not a cult because Catherine Steele already has that market cornered, but it's just like a group of people that you would hang out with in the drama bookshop in New York and drink coffee with. But we do these recording sessions. You get the videos as soon as I'm done editing them. You get to chime in on the exclusive series we have over there, which is the Fourth Wall Break. And then every Thursday, we've got it's called the Drama Bookshop Cattle Call, where we all just hang out together and we play trivia. We're gonna play Jackbox next week, and this last week we played. It was called Tony Ticket Toodles, where you have to pick between three shows, and you choose which one gets the Tony, which one you would buy a ticket to go see, and then which one you would kick off of Broadway. So it's just fun stuff like that. But if you want to, it's patreon.com/waitinthewings. If you can, go over there and just help us out because it really helps with making the videos better. If you talked to me last year, if I'd have this set up, I would have said you're crazy because there was just one patron and it was my grandpa. So, all right, shameless plug over.
Okay, so
So anyway, on that tangent, where are we?
we are. And transplant it onto the silver screen.
Okay.
Is the last sentence. So right after that.
A few years after the release of the film. Each section's a different accent. A few years after release of film, Busy composed music for new theater. Okay. A few years after the release of the film, while busy composing music for a youth theater group in his hometown of Perth, Australia, composer Tim Minchin borrowed a copy of the book from his sister. Growing up, he had been a devoted Doll fan, and Matilda was one of the only books by the author he had yet to read. As he turned the final page, Tim found himself thinking, "My God, that's gotta be a musical." After emailing the Doll estate to figure out who owned the rights to the musical, he received an email back with a simple message. "We're interested. Send a score." Minchin was taken aback. He just wanted to get the rights to stage the show, not birth it. Now knowing that this is what they wanted, he let the project drop. But the potential for Matilda to be turned into a family musical was still there. Around the same time, the Royal Shakespeare Company was in dire straits. Once one of the most collaborative and prestigious theater troupes of the 20th century, the company had become demoralized, and the productions had become a shell of their former glories. After taking over for artistic director Terry Hands, Adrian Noble had one major goal: to drastically shake things up. He proposed knocking down the Royal Shakespeare Theatre, which had housed the troupe for over 71 years, moved the company out of the Barbican Centre, thus eliminating their presence in London, and had started to adopt a star-driven casting policy that left many actors without work. The business crumbled. Hands was left in awe at the decisions, stating that Noble's strategy was artistic and financial suicide. Amidst immense backlash from the Arts Council and pretty much every person in Stratford and London, Noble abruptly quit in April 2002 after 11 years in the role, leaving current associate director Michael Boyd with a sudden promotion and a really tricky situation. There's no metaphor that can do justice to what Boyd walked into. The company was in a nearly $5 million deficit, morale was at an all-time low, and the quality of the productions had diminished. One of the biggest things that was the... Oh, what? That doesn't make sense grammatically. One of the biggest problems, biggest concerns, one of the biggest ones, that's not a knife. One of the biggest problems. My back just popped. I did yoga for the first time in like 10 years today. Ow. She had us do this one pose where I don't even know what it was we did, but it was just like Twister. And I think that's why my back just cracked 7 times. So congrats. I'm finally 5'4". Here I come, Broadway.
Did you make your correction?
Yes. Okay. One of the biggest ones. That was from a edit. Okay.
Did you say?
What?
Did you mention someone named Hans?
Yeah, Hans.
I expected you to go into like a German accent and be like Hans.
Hans. I wonder if he is German. I should know. I should look that up. Daddy Hans. Okay.
Daddy Hans.
if only he was like a politician, he could just run and just like he could go with a whole drain the swamp type of political campaign, and it could just be like wash your hands. But tis. Okay. Anyway, keep. Wash your hands, 2020. Okay.
Okay, are we ready?
I guess.
And 3, 2, 1.
One of the biggest problems was the lack of new works. The RSC wasn't established to only present Shakespeare, but to also give storytellers an outlet for their creativity. By 2006, after getting the company moving in an upward direction, Boyd and associate dramaturg. Why does that word always make me laugh?
Did you say turd?
Dramaturg.
Dramaturg.
Is that how I should say it?
Oh, I don't know.
I should probably.
I
I just always hear dramaturg and it makes me laugh. I wrote the script. I knew that was coming.
You would start boy.
Oh my god. Okay. Let me just do a practice. Boyd and associate dramaturg. Jeannie O'Hare. Boyd and associate dramaturg. Just hit a hard G. I bet they're having a field day with that one. That's how I feel about the word pianist. The associate dramaturg and pianist.
Dramaturg penis.
The dramaturg pianist. A new musical. Oh.
Did you get it in your mouth?
I got the liquid. I should probably go to the hospital.
WD-40 in your mouth, man.
It's like I can't tell that story. Okay, let's keep going.
Okay.
Where am I? By 2006. Let's just go from there. I love the taste of
You want
air.
me to
song.
start it by 2006?
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
Okay. And 3, 2, 1.
By 2006. Page 4, we're getting close. I told you page 6 is going to be all hands on deck. I'm going to start messing up so bad. By 2006. By 2006, Boyd, an associate pianist. There it is, demonetized, just like that. Okay.
And 3, 2, 1.
By 2006, after. Okay, do it again. I'm sorry. By 2006, after getting the company moving in an upward direction, Boyd and associate dramaturg Jeannie O'Hare decided that it was finally time to move past the infamous 1988 flop to create a new show that didn't depend on the Bard. And so, the RSC would make the decision to adapt Roald Dahl's Matilda into a new family musical to be performed for a 3-month run during their Christmas season. It would be an extremely high-risk move, both financially and artistically, but the company couldn't continue living in the past if they wanted to move to the future. Jeannie O'Hare laid out the RSC's proposition to playwright Dennis Kelly. It caught him off guard because usually new musicals start by recruiting a director or a composer first. They also usually bring on board a book writer with some musical experience. Kelly had only been writing for 5 years up to this point, and his works had been anything but family-friendly. The year before he was approached, he had opened a show called Osama the Hero, which was a tense, controversial look into how, quote, a climate of terror can lead neighbors to torture after an awkward teenager named Gary tries to defend Osama bin Laden. In a state of perplexed confusion, Kelly responded, I don't think I like musicals. Little did he know, that was exactly why the RSC chose him. Learning from the past failures, the company knew that one of the easiest places to fall flat in a musical was with the script. By bringing on the writer first, it would hopefully increase their odds of creating a show that went beyond musical fluff. After a year and a half, a rough draft of the show was passed to a former RSC director named Matthew Warchus. Much like Kelly, Warchus had proven his talent for straight plays, but his reputation in regards to musicals wasn't the best. His new $25 million musical adaptation of The Lord of the Rings was a commercial dud, despite numerous positive reviews, failing to capture the attention of theatergoers. But the RSC acknowledged Warchus's... Worcestershire. Worcestershire? Okay, let's turn the fan on for a second. And let's read some comments. Well, Worcestershire.
I like the Giblet. Why does he look like a mix of Anthony Fantano and Linus?
Who? Who said me? who are these people? Will you show me? Can you pull it up?
You haven't seen them?
No. This is horrible because now I'm destroying people's illusion. They're probably listening to it. They're like, he's like a 6-foot tall hunk. And then it's just, hi guys, welcome to Wait in the Wings as I drink my apple juice and spray myself with aerosol. Giblet says, I'm so glad they're looking it up. Right. How dare you?
There's Fantano.
How dare you?
No, I make fun of Linus all the time. It's so funny.
What? What?
That's the best one.
No! The second guy, yeah. The first guy, we just have the same glasses. Like, I always get Logic. That's the one that I always got.
Logic.
I always got Logic.
Like a beautiful harmony of the best parts of the two.
Of Linus
and Fantano.
No Logic. Can I
and
be
Logic?
Can
all three of them together.
I just want to be Brendan.
You look like
Giblet says, I said a mix. Sandy says, hooray for the audio. Yes. Let's see what else we got in here. Bloopers would be amazing. Bloopers would be a 5-hour video. Okay. It's going to hold that over me forever now. I'm never going to be able to go anywhere. It's going to say, what's up? Dramaturg. Okay. Dramaturg.
Okay. RSC acknowledged work is a bear.
What?
That was the last thing you said.
What did I say?
The art.
Oh, Warchus. That's right.
Warchus.
Let me just make sure that he actually says it Matthew Warchus. Because I could be messing this up. And I'll turn the fan back on.
Dramaturg. Dramaturge.
Dramaturg.
Dramaturg pianist.
Dramaturg pianist. Come on, please just say, I'm here with Matthew Warchus.
Hi, I'm Peter Knapp with Daily Extra, and I'm here with Matthew Warchus, the director of...
That's what I needed.
Thank you.
Okay, I've been saying it right.
It's been so long.
Matthew Warchus. Matthew Warchus. When you Warchus on a star.
Just on the Sturgis.
Warchus on a Sturgis. It's like Fiddler on the Roof. Warchus on the church. What? Where was I at? Okay.
RSC or something.
Okay. Warchuses. That's a weird word. Why do I say Warchus so much? Okay. Yeah.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
But the RSC acknowledged Warchus's talent for being able to extract meaningful stories from any source material, and trusted him to be the right guiding force for Matilda. He had been presented the project as being a simple Christmas crowd pleaser, but Warchus could see the potential of the show and had much greater ambitions. Everything was starting to fall into place, but there was one major problem with Kelly's script. What he had written wasn't a musical. It was a play with gaps. What they needed now was a composer. Bum, bum, bum. After walking away from the Matilda project in 2000, Tim Minchin went back to waiting tables, hoping to one day make something of his advanced degree in music. Minchin himself never thought he was very good, but he soon found himself falling in love with the Melbourne cabaret scene after playing numerous small clubs as an accompanist. It was during one of these performances that he would play for a man who would change his approach toward... I just said accompanist and I thought a pianist.
Accompanist. Pianist.
His accompanist. Okay, I have to get back to the video.
Wireless for $15 a
There's
month.
ads on this?
It's right all right now.
Mint Mobile. We've made it to the big leagues. Are we still going? Is it still recording? Are we still going live?
Yeah. You still going?
Why don't I have the live chat? What? Do you have? Oh, because I should hit the button that says live chat. Okay. All right.
You ready?
Yeah. So we'll just go from, it was during one of these performances.
Yes.
Okay. Do the pianist. Bum, 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 bum. Okay.
Oh no.
Oh,
Dose.
what? Oh, I thought you said, oh no. I was like, what happened? Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. What? Oh.
Okay.
It was during one of these. All of a sudden, you're listening to the video and it just becomes really frantic. I'm surprised. We should have saved that. That could be my new ringtone. Whoa. Okay.
Turn the Hank Hill for a second.
Bobby. Okay, let's see. Connor says, is Matilda considered a Christmas play? It is not, but a really good Christmas play, if you haven't watched it, is Holiday Inn. Right? You ever watched that Christmas movie? Holiday Inn? Bing Crosby? Oh well, this Christmas we'll watch it. Okay. Okay, it was during one of these performances, right? That's where we're going from?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Take a breath. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
It was during one of these performances that he would play for a man who would change his approach towards music. Minchin was envious of how this man had so adeptly solidified his stage persona. The two would team up and go on to create their own unique brand of shows that were anti cabaret in the way that their songs were original, harsh, and stupefying. As a byproduct, they became best friends. The years would pass, and this style of performance would help Minchin finally shape his own solidified stage persona, which one newspaper referred to as a kind of rationalist Russell Brand. His songs were sharp, with a style that consisted of shoving a bunch of different poignant words into a short matter of time. This musicianship. Ooh, let's do that one again.
This musicianship.
I want to go with this musicianship. Let me find it. I don't know where it is. Okay.
3, 2, 1.
This musicianship, mixed with his witty turn of.
Goddamn.
It's because you just were just uno, dos, and then you stopped and just went 1, 2, 3, go, and it just.
Like making a beat.
How does a bastard, orphan, son of a whore and a Scotsman drop? Oh,
Oh, no.
oh, my beat's too much. I dropped it. I dropped the beat. Oh no. Dos. Alexander Hamilton. It's just like this. It's one armpit. Like
Just
every-
one pit.
It's just one pit. Like every other pit is fine. Would you like some more?
Thank you.
WD-40 is awesome.
Getting oiled up.
The mic just couldn't handle the pure raw talent.
It's true.
Okay. Oh no. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm ready. I promise.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
This musicianship, mixed with his witty turn of phrase, would help him to achieve global acclaim. In 2008, he embarked on a UK-Australia tour, with one of the stops being London's Bloomsbury Theatre. Here, in a sea of spectators, sat one Matthew Warchus. Warchus had grown tired of listening to the endless pop musicians and songwriters that the RSC had been showing him for over 2 years. They were all missing something. Warchus knew that Matilda was going to be a show about a genius, and the music needed to go beyond catchy melodies. It needed to be a clever concoction of intelligence and emotion. Nearing the end of the show, Minchin was checking all the boxes of ingenuity, mischief, and anarchy, but he was still missing the component that would have made him the perfect fit. Of course, Matilda needed to make people laugh, but it also needed to make them cry. While Minchin demonstrated mastership of wit and intelligence, his songs were lacking the emotion that Warchus desired. As Minchin took his bow and ran off the stage, Warchus got ready to leave the theater and continue his hunt for a composer. While it was obvious that Minchin wouldn't be his pick, at least now he had a clear vision of what he wanted. Then, Minchin returned for an encore. He sat down, and his fingers began to slowly dance along the piano keys as he dove into a song called White Wine in the Sun. This sealed the deal. Minchin had to compose this musical. Let's do that one again. Roscoe says, "You're not a rapper. Stop trying to be one. Anyone can be a rapper." I am not throwing away. Sorry, I'll do it like Lin-Manuel Miranda. I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. You're not a rapper. Stop trying to be one. Man, that was gonna be the next. I was gonna rap the entire next video essay. Oh wow. Oh my gosh. Musicals with Cheese is here, the podcast, just to stir up stuff. You see what they commented? Musical with Cheese says The Last Jedi is the best Star Wars. They showed up just to say this one line. Ah,
That sounds like bait to me.
we're gonna have a rap battle about why The Last Jedi is not the best Star Wars movie. We all know it's the Ewoks Take Manhattan,
Yeah, or
the Christmas special.
yeah. Did you ever see those like Ewok side movies, whatever those were?
Yeah. The little
I don't remember what they were called.
I think one of the antique shops in. I don't know if it was it was someone on the classifieds page was selling a bunch of VHSs, and one of them was one of the Ewok adventures.
That's incredible.
They were out yonder.
Yeah.
But
10 out of 10.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go from this sealed the deal. This sealed the deal.
That's right after White Wine in the Sun.
Yep. Okay. This sealed the deal. Mention had to confuse this. What? Had to confuse?
You almost turned into like the paperboy for a second.
Mention had to compose this musical, and Warchus approached him with the offer. Hear ye, hear ye.
Extra. Okay. And 3, 2, 1.
This sealed the deal. Minchin had to compose this musical, and Warchus approached him with the offer. Nearly 10 years after walking away from Matilda, the project had found him once again. Okay, let's pause for a second. Because I just realized. I apologize, everybody who's watching this, but I'm about to drop a vulgarity that will be later bleeped out. Or we could just... No, we can't mute it.
You have to brace yourself.
Brace yourself for the F word. It's not me saying it. It is a literal quote from Tim Minchin himself. And it's too good not to put in here.
Do you want to start at nearly 10 years or?
Let's go from nearly 10 years after walking away. Now everybody's just like, everyone's probably just like leaning closer to their screens, like he's gonna say the F word. I'm going to say the F word. Now I'm gonna say it, and it's just gonna come out like reserved because I'm afraid. I'm gonna be like, "You're fine, I'm joking."
It's gonna be just like the blazing wings.
Musical freak says F time song. What? I'm so dyslexic.
F time song.
The F time song. Say it loud and proud. Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to break new ground, and it's gonna be uncensored. I'm gonna say a vulgarity on YouTube.
Wait in the Wings, live and uncensored.
I'm gonna change my name to Wait in the Fucking Wings. Actually, I changed my name on Twitter for a little bit to Wait in the Wait in the Sophia and Caruso Wings, because that's my middle name. Brendan, Sophia and Caruso, friends with Zach and Cody's dad, and sometimes Kevin Chamberlain Henderson.
Yeah.
You don't know who Sophia and Caruso is.
No.
Damn it. Okay, now I have the fuel. I'm ready to say this F word. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Nearly 10 years after walking away from Matilda, the project had found him once again, evoking a distinguished and eloquent response from Minchin. You're fucking joking! Awesome! When he told his wife Sarah, she responded by saying, why don't they get someone proper to do it? She made a good point. Minchin's whole style didn't exactly scream family-friendly musical theater. But it did scream doll. He was a rebel, he was intelligent, and he knew how to take things to the limit of almost going too far. The opportunity to write for the Royal Shakespeare Company, while also getting to tackle the work of his favorite author, was too good to pass up. And so, the main creative team of Matilda was set. There was the playwright, who had never even attempted to write a musical, the director, who struggled with making them bankable, and a raunchy Australian comedian. The risks of the high-stakes gamble that the RSC had placed were raised. The question is, would the team prove to be the ace in the hole? Find out next week. on Wait in the Wings. And then we just end it there. Casey says, the stream is quaking. Okay. What a supportive wife. Why don't they get someone proper to do it? Okay. I need to turn on the fan for another second. Okay. So Garrett, tell us about yourself. You don't have to. You don't know who Sophia and Caruso is?
Who is that?
She vapes.
She vapes.
She vapes.
Apparently, where's my vape should be part of your middle name.
Sophia, where's my vape? And Caruso. She was in Beetlejuice. She sings. Did I ever show you Dead Mom?
Yeah.
Yeah, she sings that song. Fun fact: I've watched the Dead Mom music video. It's on YouTube so much that now I can recreate the music video beat for beat. We can't do it here because of copyright, but someday. How's it sounded?
Sounds great.
Cool. That aerosol is actually getting the job done.
Yeah, it's cooling you down a little bit.
Yeah. Something you're gonna leave me?
Yeah.
He just like walks out. He's like, Sophia and Caruso, I'm done. Brendan dropped the vape Henderson. Melissa says she vapes. That's it. That's all she does. Yeah, that's Sophia and Caruso. She vapes. Ugh. This is just horrible. I don't think you understand how hot it is in this room because we have to, when we're recording, we have to turn off the fan and we have to turn off the swamp cooler. And we have this ring light going, we have a side light going, plus you just have the computer that has the towers running. And it's something about this, we're in the desert, so that doesn't help either. It's probably like 104 degrees outside. So we don't have central air. All right, let's see. So what do you guys think about Matilda? I didn't really know anything about it before going into it. And it's interesting because with this season, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to connect all of the episodes, and we're all leading towards one really big musical flop at the end. So I had it all going all the way back to before we did Beetlejuice. I had it all completely charted out of where we were headed. And after Starlight, I was actually going to try to do a video on 1776, especially just because, 4th of July, yay. But the only thing I could find about that was one of the actors in 1776 was in the big bomb, and it just wasn't connecting. And so I figured, hey, let's do Matilda, because I think that connects a little bit more. I can't tell you why, but stay tuned. I'm just going to... What? My one pit.
This is my new job.
That's like... I'm your biggest fan. Bada boom. Hey. Wow. It's 108 wherever Melissa Arquette is. Nevi says Matilda was my childhood. Musical Freak says Brendan Aerosol Henderson. It's like a fan. It's like what they used to do back in the 20s with the fans, but it's just a high-tech fan. Yeah. Brendan Aerosol Henderson. Brendan dropped the vape. Brendan Apple Juice Henderson. Brendan looks like Linus Henderson.
Brendan Linus Fantano Henderson. Don't blame me.
Blame Gilbert.
Gilberto's.
Gilbertos.
Was it Giblets?
No, it was Gilbert.
Gilbert.
Was it Giblets?
Giblet.
Was it Giblet?
It was Giblet.
I said Gilbert. We're all wrong. Gilbertos. Now I want a burrito. Let's go get a burrito after this. You guys can come with. We just pick up the camera. Okay, guys. People click on it like Matilda recording session. Cool. It's just us eating a burrito. Okay. We're at prior to signing on to the show.
Find out next week.
Prior to signing on to the show, Dennis Kelly had never read the book or watched the movie. Sometimes you have to be a little bit naughty.
With the team.
Matilda Jr. They're babies. I'd watch just a really cockney version of Matilda. Cockney version of Matilda. When I grow up, when I grow up, and they all have really just big beard guts as they come out. It's like when I grow up, they're trying to swing on the swings, they're just falling over the place. Trunchbull is just the action. Trunchbull is the kid, and she comes out and she's like, "I'm gonna throw you into the chokey," and they're like, "You're gonna do what now? Don't talk to me like that. I'm Matilda."
You what, mate?
You what? When I grow up, I'm gonna kick your butt. Matilda Jr. It's all 40-year-old adults. Okay.
Alright, so following Ace in the Hole.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Prior to wait, the fan's going.
Oh. Yeah, we might want to turn that off. Yep.
Sometimes you have to be a little bit naughty. She could even just sing it like regular Matilda, and then just sometimes you have to be a little bit naughty, and then she just goes back to regular. And then Sophia Ann Caruso comes out, and she hits her vape, and that's it. Where are we at? What are we doing?
Ace in the Hole.
Okay. Prior to signing on to the show, Dennis Kelly had never read the book or watched the movie. When he started working on the script, he read through the book a few times, but he still refused to watch the film, knowing that it would be too easy to just copy and paste the same beats. One of the biggest disadvantages for him was that he had grown. Oh, that's not right. One of the biggest advantages. I could have changed the show. One of the biggest advantages for him was that he had grown up with Doll, and the style of Let's do that again. One of the biggest advantages for him was that he had grown up with Doll, and the style of writing was somewhat ingrained in him. Okay.
3, 2, 1.
One of the biggest advantages for him was that he had grown up with Doll, and the style of writing was somewhat ingrained in him. He could also tell that while reading his... What? Okay. Look at that, page 6. I told you that's where it was going to fall off.
He could also tell.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
He could also tell while reading his books that most of the time, Doll was having more fun than the reader. He had the ability to take something right to the edge of going too far. But when tackling one of the most iconic characters, he wanted to get a more intimate look into his mind. That needs to have Doll in there. He wanted to get a more intimate look into... I'll read it as it's typed out. He wanted to get a more intimate look into his mind. Into his mind. Into Doll's mind. Wait, I have to read this. I can't wait for Vape the Musical, starring Brendan and Sophia Ann Caruso, and Sophia Ann Caruso is the vape pen. This recording session, but every time Brendan does an impression or accent, it speeds up. Naughty!
You and that can there.
Dude, it's the only thing saving me. I'm in the direct line.
It's true. You're in the danger zone.
It's an LED. It's supposed to be cool. Okay. If we keep this going on past 6:30, I'm gonna have to start stripping.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
Okay. Okay. Let's finish this page and then we'll be done
But when
with the
tackling-
stream. Yeah. But when tackling one of the most iconic characters, Kelly wanted to get a more intimate look into Dahl's mind. To help achieve this, he made a journey to tour his estate. The house itself was impressive, with the way it dripped of simple elegance. But he soon found himself walking down a little avenue of trees, through the garden, and to the shed. Though the light no longer peeked out from beneath the door, Kelly was met with the familiar smell of old books and an easily imagined tableau of Dahl with his unoccupied chair, the abandoned old leather trunk, and a crumpled old down sleeping bag laying lifeless on the floor. Kelly could instantly feel a connection. The windows were covered so that it was just him and the worlds that he was creating. Though Kelly was somewhat new to writing, he could relate to the feeling of using it as a means to escape. Early in his life, he had been plagued by insecurity and a desire to prove himself to people. By his late 20s, alcohol use began to consume him, and he slowly saw that he was heading down a dangerous road. He started spending one night a week with an amateur theater group in Barnet, and it eventually became a saving grace. It was here that he discovered the power of the written word, and soon he became more focused on writing than on alcohol. He made only one rule to himself. He wasn't going to write to impress others or to become rich. He was going to write for himself. By the time Tim Minchin got his hands on Kelly's script, he was blown away with how he was on the road to figuring out how to structure Matilda for the stage. When deciding to tackle the project, Kelly felt a sense of responsibility to the original story, but he also knew that he would need to abandon it because a book isn't a play. They needed to retell the story in a way that was unique to the theater. The structure of the novel is made up of episodic segments, following Matilda through her home life, her school life, and her relationship with Miss Honey, meaning that the base story didn't lend itself to a dramatic narrative. Add in the fact that Dahl doesn't include different characters' points of view, and it left Kelly moaning periodically over morning tea while exclaiming, "It's like he makes it up as he goes along!" He realized that to make the story work, it wouldn't be able to follow the traditional structure of theater, but needed to exist in a more thematic and metaphorical universe. Staying true to the work of Dahl and their shared love of being able to escape through the craft of storytelling, Kelly figured that the best way to blend the segments together would be by having Matilda tell stories of her own. What would result would be a subplot revolving around an escapologist and his wife's desire to have a child. The addition helped the story transcend into a tale chronicling. Oops, that was a pretty good run.
It was. Skibidi-bop-bop,
Okay, here we go.
skibidi-bop. The addition.
Okay.
3, 2.
The addition helped the story transcend into a tale chronicling the journey of both Matilda and her teacher as they fight to overcome their oppressors while also searching for someone who cares and understands them. The story now had a dramatic narrative and a baseline for further exploration into the characters' motivations. After reading through the script, Tim Minchin made the decision not to go back and reread. Not throwing away my shot. Hold my face up to the can because it gets colder.
It gets real cold.
Remix. Someone just commented. Oh,
Okay.
want a burrito. Okay.
Right after the characters' motivations.
Let me find it. Okay, got it.
Reading to
After reading through the script, Tim Minchin made a decision not to go back and reread through the original book. As far as he was concerned, Kelly's book was now the source text. When the two met, Minchin was adamant that he didn't want any lyrics or song titles. He just wanted Kelly to mark "Song here?" question mark. They, along with orchestrator Chris Nightingale, engaged in months of textural analysis tug of war. Director Matthew Warchus knew that the moments of push and pull were crucial in advancing the show, and he would silently sit back, letting Minchin and Kelly fight it out before hearing one sentence that would make him go, "Right." Minchin eventually created what? Minchin eventually a strong map. That's what I.
A strong map.
Minchin eventually a strong map.
Where did this?
Who typed this up at 3 in the morning?
Wrote this script. Eventually created what?
Don't mention it. Oh, why didn't I use that as a pun? Ah.
Man,
Dang it.
that's cheese.
Don't mention it. Ah. Okay. Where from?
Where from?
We should just
I'll tell you
go.
where.
Oh my god.
Right after right.
Up your ass and to the left.
We gotta. Oh wait.
So Garrett and me have this thing where we were in a production of Drowsy Chaperone together back in high school, and he played the producer, Mr. Feldzik, and he gave him this really like harsh New Jersey accent. And this was probably like 6 years ago. But now anytime we're together, that's the only way that we talk to each other. We only talk like this.
Yeah.
I'll tell you where you can put it. Thanks for your help. Don't mention it.
If only Aldolfo was here.
Yeah, he's in Florida.
Florida.
He's doing something in Florida. Okay.
Right. Where did you say right?
Hearing that one sentence will make him go left.
Right.
Left.
Okay. Right after that. Right.
Left.
Left.
Left. Okay.
3, 2, 1,
Minchin eventually developed a strong roadmap for the differing styles of songs that would fill the show, using colors to distinguish the chorus numbers from the solo ones. For the first non-narrative song in the show, Minchin tapped into his inner child and went back to one of his earliest memories. When he was growing up on his grandfather's farm, he would always climb over the gate only to have to wait for his family to fiddle with the lock. He made a promise to himself that he would never open the farm gate, because gates weren't made to be walked through. They were made to be hurdled. He was drawn to the idea of the way that children look at things and the promises they make to themselves about the things they'll do or that they'll never do as adults. The number called When I Grow Up would be rooted in upbeat optimism for children and a melancholic, how do I say that word? Is that right? Melancholic?
Yeah.
Okay. And a melancholic and a macabre nostalgia.
You say that macabre?
Yeah, you say it macabre, but in the SpongeBob video, it said it as macabre.
Melancholic macabre.
Malinkalick. In the jungle, the macabre jungle. Tim Minchin sleeps tonight. Oh, I'm naughty.
Don't mention it.
Don't mention it. That joke's officially done. It's dead. I'll never mention it again.
Do you want to just start at end of melancholic?
Yeah.
You were doing great up until then.
Where is it?
Or if you,
Let's just go from the number called When I Grow Up.
yeah, let's. Probably. Okay. And you ready?
Yep.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
The number called When I Grow Up would be rooted in upbeat optimism for children and a melancholic nostalgia for their parents. In 2009, the Royal Shakespeare Company would formally announce that they would be staging Matilda with the hopes of a 2010 premiere. By the time the first workshops began in London, it became even more apparent that the musical still had a very long way to go. By the end of the second round of workshops, the creative team found that they had something in common with Roald Dahl. They had no idea who Matilda was either, and they had to write a song for her. They feared that having her sing through the whole show would have just made it another Annie. The team even was playing around with the idea of not having Matilda sing a single song until the discovery of her telepathic powers in the second act, to make the moment more poignant. She would break into a musical. What? Poignant.
I was like, wait a second.
Is that not the word?
Okay.
Poignant?
We may need to fact check this.
Pungent?
Poignant comes to mind.
Poignant. Is it poignant or is it poignant? Comment your
We've
thoughts.
been generous.
Poignant. Poignant?
Let's ask Google.
Google Translate. Type in your guesses for how to pronounce the word poignant.
I think it's probably correct.
Poignant.
Poignant. Yeah, that's what I said.
Poignant. Poignant.
Poignant.
Poignant. Okay, let's go back.
I don't like it.
Poignant. Ponyo. Poignant.
Poignant.
Poignant. It's impoignant.
I heard she was poignant.
She's been poignant for 8 weeks. 8 weeks poignant.
To make the moment more poignant. You want to start right there?
Sure, whatever. One day I'll learn your language. One day I'll learn this great country's language. Okay.
Someone says, I am
I
Gregnant.
am Gregnant. Pointy ant.
Pointy ant.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1.
The team. Dang it. Okay, again.
Okay, there we go. Oh. Wait, hold on.
The team was even playing around with the idea of not having Matilda sing a single song until the discovery of her telepathic powers in the second act to make the moment more poignant. Poignant?
Poignant.
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 Oh god, it's starting to sound weird. Yeah.
I made a solution. Okay. All right.
3, 2, 1.
The team was even playing around with the idea of not having Matilda sing a single song until the discovery of her telepathic. Ah!
You want to start there?
Yeah,
Okay. I think that was.
I'm pregnant.
Am I pregnant? Okay. Ready?
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
The team was even playing around with the idea of not having Matilda sing a single song until the discovery of her telepathic powers in the second act, to make the moment more powerful. She would break into a song called Magical, but the number wasn't working because it was projecting too much of a Disney vibe. On top of all of this, they had written too much, especially for Matilda's best friend, Hortensia. Originally a big part of the novel, she had 2 big songs called Revolting Children and Now That She's Gone. Her character was so fleshed out and fun in the way that she was allowed to be defiant that she actually ended up outshining Matilda, who came off as passive in every scene. Sure, Matilda suffers constant mistreatment from her parents and teachers, but the team knew that at its heart, the show wasn't about child abuse. It was about good triumphing over evil. Matilda couldn't be a victim, and she couldn't be the perfect Annie character either. Going back to Doll, she had to be willing to be a little bit naughty. This revelation proved to be a breakthrough for the team. They could make Matilda the anti-Annie. Anti-Annie? Anti-Annie? I should do anti-Annie.
I kind of liked Auntie Annie.
I feel like I have an Auntie Annie somewhere in my family tree.
Maybe that sounds too much like on.
That's what I
auntie.
mean. Auntie Annie.
This revelation.
Yeah. More powerful. I just changed the word. Going back to Doll, she had to be willing to be a little bit
Forgetting it.
poignant.
Wait. Where are we going from?
I think we should just go back from the top. Let's restart. Let's just
Like
go.
20 plus minutes in. Let's just restart.
They can make Annie the anti. What? They can make Annie the anti Annie. That makes sense. This revelation proved to be.
Yes,
yeah.
that's right.
They can make Annie the anti Annie.
And 3, 2, 1.
This revelation proved to be a breakthrough for the team. They could make Matilda the anti Annie. Minchin reworked the music so that the characters would no longer be so explicit in stating their feelings in the songs, and Kelly cut Hortensia's role extensively, translating many of the attributes to Matilda. But the problem of trying to craft a suitable song for Matilda's climatic use of telekinesis persisted. It couldn't be a happy-go-lucky Disney vibe, but it couldn't be dark, brooding 1990s Depeche Mode either. Minchin needed to find a proper mix. Minchin kept toiling with different styles before walking into a workshop with a song in hand that he felt would do the job. The number would dive into Matilda's psychological state as she starts to realize that despite her parents referring to her as a lousy little worm and a good case for population control. It's so mean.
That's so weird.
It's so mean. A good case for why people shouldn't get poignant.
What was that dude's name?
Doll. Mention.
Don't mention poignant again.
Don't mention your. Done. I want a burrito. Brendan writing big word and then forgetting how to say them. I know. It sounds so nice in my head.
Oh.
What do you think?
How you feeling?
I'm all right. Let's see how many pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we're like halfway. You want to stop? You ready? You done? You want to go get a burrito?
I think a burrito break.
Burrito break. Okay.
Burrito break.
All right, everybody. We just had a very intense meeting, and we're gonna go on a burrito break.
After some serious deliberation.
But I just want to say thank you so much for joining us on this this live stream of the recording sessions. We do this every month with every video that we make. It's a Patreon exclusive typically. You get these if you like $3 up, you get the recording sessions. But then we also have an exclusive series called The Fourth Wall Break, where I dive into more off the wall subjects with my own unfiltered opinion. And then we also have the Drama Bookshop, where we come together for an hour or so, probably 2 hours every Thursday, and we just talk about theater, we play trivia, and we make horrible jokes. It's a really great time. So if you feel like you want to support us on Patreon, it would really mean the world because it helps make the videos better. The videos. It makes the videos better, especially just with getting access to more off the beaten path resources for research. Like I just was able to get a subscription to the Washington Post. So now I have that as a way to get more in-depth information. But it really helps us out. Patreon.com/waitinthewings. We've got it. It starts as low as $1, and then it goes as high as $10. So hopefully you'll help us out. But thanks again for joining us. Garrett, you got anything to say? You want to use the mic?
I don't know, just everything that he said.
Speech.
Definitely subscribe to the Patreon. It's incredible. Awesome rewards. You can get a Discord role if you're into that.
Oh,
you
that
know?
too. Yeah.
It's definitely worth it. Supports this wonderful man doing incredible things.
And it, it helps us get burritos. It doesn't.
Supports the burrito addiction.
There's no burrito fund. But remember to live truthfully in those imaginary circumstances. We need to pull the stream up so we can end it, or it's going to be really awkward just standing here. And Chester sends his love. We'll see ya. Follow us on Twitter at WaitWings. Okay, now we're done. Cool.